This is probably the easiest part of this cooking, just making the tea. Oh! You see, I can mess even this thing up. But that's it. First part of cooking done. I guess I can start probably doing a little bit of rice. It's kind of a relaxation. It takes a lot of time, maybe like 3 hours. But I think that's the great part about it, because you have a lot of time to think about other things, and I see it as a path of like elements, you know. You have to be 4 elements for this rice. Like you have to be first the water, then the fire, then a little bit of air, and then ground when you are making the actual sushi. So I think it has a lot of depth into it, you know. So let's start just by being water. It's usually the thing that you will need is like rice that has short grains, like it's like little beads. It's not like long rice, just little balls, you know. Yep. You need a bowl. And then it depends how much do you need it. And today I'm not gonna do like the fish sushi, like with salmon or tuna or something like that. I will be doing just a vegetarian one. Mainly because, you know, we don't have sea here in Czech Republic, so everything that I will buy as a fish will be at least 2 days old. So usually it's just like 5 days. And it's pretty much like too long for a fish to be eaten raw, so I'm using just avocados and cucumbers and tofu and stuff like that. And I think it's still great, you know, if you give the love to to the sushi, for the sushi rice and everything that you're doing around it. It could be great even without the fish. Yeah, and also lots of people don't like fish, and for some reason like eating it raw or even cooked. So it could be great for everybody. And right now, I will just need to measure like the sushi rice, and that's really a tricky part because usually I do more than I want to. It's like always the same story. I don't know how I'm doing it, but every time when I'm doing sushi, I do more rice than I need. But today I'll be also showing like 2 types of making sushi rice, because there is like this rice cooker. Wait a second. Like, you know, that usual thing. Yeah, that's what a lot of people like that who don't like fish. So I think that could be a good inspiration. And usually people are doing it in those kind of rice cookers. It's really like easy. You will put it in and just press the button and it will do everything for you. But I will do half in the rice cooker and half in a normal pan or in a pot. So you'll see how to do it, you know, without equipment, because I think that it's really strange opinion that people will need equipment to do, you know, some kind of cooking. There is always a way how to do it with the things that you already have at home, you know, so you don't have to buy like expensive stuff. Actually, this one wasn't really expensive. It was like, wow, like $20, but still, it's some kind of money, you know. I'll just measure a little, like, you know, probably just do 2 of those cups. They're in the rice cooker, but you can use, I think it's like 1 deciliter, I guess. Yeah. And I'll do the second one because there is the same preparation for both ways. You still have to clean the rice and let it a little bit get wet, you know. But the difference is where you are cooking it, you know. So 2 of those. Now I have to clean the rice because there is a starch and some chemical things on it, so it will, you know, be preserved. I wanted to have second camera, but it died on me for some reason. It just didn't work. So I will have to do it with 1 camera. Whatever, you know. We'll have to work with what we already have. basically there are some basic rules with the sushi rice, that you shouldn't put the water like directly onto it, because it will crack the little pieces of rice, and that's the thing that you don't want. And when you're working on it, you cannot squish it or squeeze it or something. You just must be really gentle, because you need to, and yeah, the rice, you'll have to clean it multiple times, because as you see, is it visible? It's probably not. I don't want to like spill it. It's just totally white. The water is totally white. It'll be white for like another 3-4 times. So you have to be working on it. So I can see it. Yeah, still it's totally white, And when you will break some of those little pieces, it will get white again, because there is a starch inside of the rice. So yeah, you will do it forever if you will be squishing the rice grains, I'll have to stir it a little bit. Great, now we have the sushi rice, and we actually have to wait a little bit for it to dry up a little bit before we will get into the water part. And also we'll have to add water into the rice. And as I said, I will put 1/2 into the rice cooker and 1/2 into the pot, just to show you how it's done, even without expensive equipment. So that's the rice cooker one. Exactly. Get a little bit bigger. And now, well, some people are putting like 1.02 of the water of the original rice content, but more common is just putting like the same amount of water as you have the rice before getting it wet, like of the dry content. So I'll just put 1 cup of the water into each of those. And now we just have to wait. There is a whole process behind like getting the rice done, You have to be something like a water for it, a good water. So just gently, clear it up, and now let it a little bit like absorb the water, so it wouldn't be a shock when it will start boiling just from outside, and it wouldn't be boiling inside of the actual grains. So this is really important stuff. We just have to wait like 20 minutes, but we still have tamagoyaki to do, so we won't be bored actually. It's better to put lid on it so it wouldn't go away, like the water, that you have inside. I don't know, but definitely I will be doing those chlebičky. That would be a great stream. Yeah. And now, actually, I think we're talking too much, so the rice is already soaked. Yeah. Basically, what I wanted to say about like making sushi, there is a little bit of like theory behind it, or like tradition. I never learned like this theory anywhere. I just like explore it for myself when I was doing the sushi for like many different times. And I see some pattern like that you have to be like 4 elements for the sushi rice. You have to be water for it. That I already done it. You know, you have to clean it like 4 times under the water. You know, so it will put off all the starch and all the like things on the grains. And then you have to soak it a little bit, let it dry, and then soak it again for like 15 minutes. We already done it, so I have like prepared soaked rice with like the same amount of water as the rice, or like the dry amount of rice. And I will be doing it in 2 different ways. The one way that usually people are doing it is with the cooker, like the rice cooker. Is the easy thing. You just put it inside, click the button, and that's everything that you have to do. And there's a half of all my rice. And I will be doing the second half in actual pot, because that's how people are doing it when they doesn't have the cooker. I think like it's common nowadays in loads of households to have these like rice cookers. But if you don't, I don't think that it should be something that should keep you away from making sushi or, you know, good rice. So I have half of my rice here, half of my rice there. Where's the lid? Oh, here. Yeah. And about cooking in a pot, there are different things that people say. Some people say that you have to put it on max fire, you know, max heat at the beginning, and then let it go. Like after it will start boiling, just put it on half and wait 15 minutes. Some people are saying like be a little bit more gentle. You know, put it on just half heat for 5 minutes, and then for another 9 minutes on full heat. It's definitely up to you because both things work. You just need to put heat into it, and that's the second element. Actually, that's the fire. We already did water. Now it's the fire thing. We have to be the best fire for our rice. So let's go. Now we'll cook the rice in the cooker. That's it. It's just done, and we'll just wait and it will be done. And now how to do it in a pot. I think I'll try the gentle technique right now. Usually doing it on like max heat and then turn it a little bit down, but now we can try the other one. It could be even a race. If this will be faster or that will be faster. And even if you have the urge to look, you know, if it's boiling or something, just don't do it. Yeah. And as I said, if you want to have a look, if it's boiling or something, we need all the water that's inside, so just don't look there. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, that's just life. When you never look, it's just overcooked or something, you know. Maybe that's the reason why I burn it like several times, because I never looked. Well, now it was 5 minutes, so I just turn it up a little bit more. We have to wait 9 minutes. I hope I will catch it. We'll see. Because I have chat on my phone, I have Stream Deck on my tablet, so the only thing left is a real time. But even after it's done, when you have it like completely ready, still don't look at it. I'm actually put in even like a cloth like this little thing on it, so it would be just inside. It's more like a steaming than cooking, actually. Rice cooker is working too. Lazy way how to do sushi rice. And I also think that I burned a little bit of the sushi rice in the pot, because maybe my cooking range is a little bit too powerful. It's actually my first time when I'm doing it here on this flat, so maybe it could be a problem. We'll see. I just put it off because I smelled a little bit of like burnt rice, so we will see if there could be still good pieces. Sometimes when you messed it up, you can still pick up the like upper part, and it's still good. And you just have to clean a little bit more the like burnt part. Depends. At least this rice will be totally great. I think our rice is okay. Both rices are just finished. Waiting for this, we got this. Maybe I can prepare tofu. When I'm saying prepare tofu, I mean just cut it. It's just not that hard. And I'm usually buying tofu for like from like Japanese or like Asian markets. I don't know if they are doing the same thing in India, but here in Czech, when you buy like normal tofu in supermarket, they are trying to imitate cheese with the structure, and it's totally not how it should be. So I'm always buying like the original one for the sushi because it is totally different structure. It's like totally full. Better. You don't even have to cut it, it's just falling apart. Just lay down the knife, it's done. Yep. That's it. We prepared the tofu. It's always great to just prepare all the ingredients before your rice is ready, so you just can compose it together. Well, tofu is not imitation of cheese actually. Like in Czech Republic, they are trying to put it as a like imitation of cheese, so it's not like super silky and super soft. There are like pieces inside. It's not good. But the original, like Japanese, or I think it's from Japan, but also like Chinese and other countries around that are using it. It shouldn't be cheese. It's just tofu. It's like different kind of food. It's just soy, like soybeans that are minced. They are like prepared in some kind of way, and then just pressed into those blocks. So yeah, it's just soy. There's nothing else than soy. Yeah, and it tastes good actually. And when you have it inside of the sushi, it gives some. It doesn't have taste itself, like that huge of a taste, but it gives space, you know, like for the other flavors to develop. And it also has some kind of special structure, some like silky structure. So when you are eating it, it just you know, pets your tongue. You know, it just slides on your tongue and it feels good. Usually when you are cooking with tofu, it takes whatever flavor you're putting it into, you know, so it's like a sponge. I think we can have a look at the sushi rice, if it's good or not. I'll prepare the space for it. Okay, the lazy rice. Yeah, there's nothing that could go wrong actually with this kind of cooking. Just put it there, turn it on, and it works. Even with the most like inexpensive ones, you don't have to have super expensive cookers. They're actually better because you can do different kind of rice inside. The usual ones are just for the white rice, because when you have the brown rice with like it's a little bit more natural, it has layer on it, like extra layer, you need a different program for it. For a white rice, it's just great. Let's have a look at the second one. Yeah, it's burnt on the bottom. Happens. Yeah. But now what we need to do with it, I'll just check it. Still is sticky. It's not undercooked. Yeah, it's good. Check this one. Let's check if it will be better. Yeah. Definitely more sticky. And the taste is a little bit better. So maybe when I will mix those two together, it will even up. It will be just great. These things are great for it. Yeah, seems kind of good. This is a little bit worse than this one because it's a little bit like dry and the water went off faster than it should because it got burnt a little bit. But still, when I will mix those two together, I think it will be just alright. And those things are great because they're like non-sticking. It will stick anyway because it's just sticky rice. But it will stick less than if you will be using something else. I'll just put the top layer. Because just throwing it away wouldn't be a good idea. We'll be wasting. Since there are still parts that are okay. Yeah. What you actually need to do here is to put it on some place where it can go cold, like when it can cool down. And we'll be putting also sushi vinegar on the thing. It's not just sushi vinegar, it's called sushi. And basically you can put it, you can buy it or you can make it at home, the sushi. I'm usually doing it, but I didn't have time now. And I wanted to make it on stream, but then I realized that, you know, you have to let it sit for like 2 or 3 days. But basically, you need just like vinegar from rice, like rice vinegar. Then a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and this kombu seaweed. It's just a kind of special seaweed that doesn't have taste itself that much, but it's like that umami taste, you know, so it will be... Yeah, the umami and like the glutamate, you know, but not the artificial one. This is like the source of the natural umami flavor. So you just have to put it all together and let it sit for 2 or 3 days. Or you can buy already made sushi. It's called seasoning for sushi rice. Yeah, it works too, just fine. But still, when you're doing it yourself, it's still better, you know. You need 1/4 of the amount. It's between 1/5 and 1/4 of the amount of rice that you had as a dry state, you know. When you have like 4 cups, then you need something around 1 cup of this. But we had just like 2 cups, so I'll just... Some people are putting a little bit less, some people are putting a little bit more. Depends how you like it. And definitely don't be afraid that it will be a little bit watery. It will get inside in no time. It'll make the rice a little bit more sticky. And just, you know, exactly how we wanted it. And it's also preserving the rice. We need to cool it down. Just a plastic lid. Now, as I was talking about the elements, when we were water, then we was fire for it, and now we are the wind for it, the air. We need it on like something like body temperature. Yeah, and basically that's the part of the history of sushi. Nothing happened, definitely it didn't fall off. Yeah. It was pretty nice fly. Nothing happened. It was here all the time, you know. Yeah, definitely. Thanks. And yeah, when I was talking about history, Like originally, it wasn't meant for like eating together with the rice and with the seaweed. It was just a way how to like how to preserve fish, how to conserve them, because there are no fridges, you know, nothing like refrigerator or freezer or something. And sometimes people need fish for a longer time, so they were putting fish into rice with vinegar, and basically the rice conserved, like preserved the fish inside, and then when they wanted to eat it, they throw all the rice away and they just eat the fish. They wasn't eating the rice itself until, you know, some years later, maybe like some millionaires later, they just realized that they can actually eat it with the rice, and if they put a little bit more of the vinegar, it's just good flavor and everything. And then they were just making sushi. But before that, it was just conservation. And the vinegar is great for the rice too, because rice is going bad really quickly without it. There are some like microorganisms inside, and when you put vinegar on it, then it's preserved for a longer time. So that's how it is. I think, yeah, it's good. Cover. It shouldn't run dry, so that's why it's dampened cloth. Because the water on it wouldn't allow water inside of it to go away, like inside of the rice. Just put a lid on it. I think it'll be in halves. Could be a good size for the sushi. And also, some people don't like the inside because it's like a different consistency than the outside, so they're putting it away. I like it in sushi. Depends, you know, on the taste, if you like it or not. But I actually like when there is everything inside. So I'm making like little, what do you call it? Like little shards. You know? So when you have it, you have a little bit of the inside and most of the outside. I think is the most delicious one. Best of the both worlds. Little Hannah Montana sushi. And there's also like a base of how to cook things or how to cut things. Yeah, always like put it this way so it wouldn't roll away when you're cutting it. It's better for the safety, you know, to have good spot. Even if you can just cut a little bit and it will be still, you know, on the right side if you want it like in a hole or something. But definitely don't cut anything that could be moving somewhere. It's really easy to prepare it. You just make a circle, swirl it around. Now it should be working. Game. Of course. Just because I'm on a camera, you know. Normally it would work. Yeah, I think like those basic skills are like the most important thing when you're cooking. Like loads of people think that you need to know loads of recipes, you know, how to do this food and that food and this and that, and when you don't know how to actually do the basic things like how to cut things and how to boil things, how to, you know, actually cook, then you can have all the recipes of the world and you will just do really not good food. And you can cut yourself, and it's more harder to do things with less knowledge about, you know, the theory about the meta cooking. Yeah, they are dangerous. Of course, you have to know what you're doing and why are you cutting the way you're cutting, but still you can make some things to make them less dangerous. For example, how you're, you know, cutting it, where are your hands when you're cutting, you know, or that it's really sharp, you know. Stuff like that. And of course practice. And I think the most important part is not to be, not to have really a huge ego when you're cutting. Because some people want to look that they're the best ones, and they want to be the fastest. There's really easy way how to cut your finger. If you don't know it, if you don't have the skill, then just do it slow. Nobody will shout at you, you're not in a rush. It's just life. It's just cooking. What could happen? And also the thing about avocado is that it's going bad really quickly. One way how to conserve it is to put a little bit of lemon juice mixed with water. You can spray it all over and it will stay okay for a really long time. Or you can put a plastic bag on it, but it really has to be like on the thing. It's not like putting it into a plastic bag. It's oxidation, so you have to keep it away from air, basically. Or I just make the normal sushi and then I will do the Naruto maki, the special kind of stuff. Just the base, nori. It's not nori seaweed. Probably everybody knows it already. I'm using the big ones, like sometimes you can buy half ones. It's a little bit more for skillful chefs that really know how to do it, so you have a little less space for manipulation. Smells like ocean. Of course, this little bamboo thingy, it's really important. And if you want to do maki that's upside down, when you have the rice on the outside and the things with seaweed on the inside, you will need to wrap it up a little bit so it wouldn't stick to this. It's also really useful. Put a little bit of water with the vinegar for your hands, because the rice is really, really sticky. If you will do it just, if you'll do it just with your hands, then it will stick to your hands and not like to the sushi, like not to the seaweed and everything. It will be just messed up. So the good thing is to just put your hands into the water with vinegar before you will touch the rice. So it will make like little like anti-sticky layer on your hands. Like even sushi chefs are putting mayo in some of the creations, but they're using their own mayo. Like there's Japanese variant of mayonnaise, and it has more eggs inside. Like basically mayonnaise is just eggs and oil mixed together and swirled so long until it becomes this consistency. And when it's from the shop, it has a little bit more chemical stuff inside, so it will stay this way. But basically the Japanese mayo is more eggs inside, so it is full of flavor. But I didn't buy it because first it's super expensive, and also there's lots of like artificial glutamate in the mayo that I can buy. The QP mayo. It's probably the most famous one. You can try it if you want, but it's most of the flavor aren't the eggs itself. It's just glutamate, so depends if you want it. Yeah. And now actually this little thing have two sides. Seems like the same side, but this one is shiny and this one is matte. Usually it depends what you're making, but usually what you want this one on the outside if it will be visible. There is probably no better reason. It just looks good. So I'll put it like this because I'll be doing just the basic one, but I got it. I got it a little bit moist. That's not a good thing to do when you're making sushi, because the seaweed is really sensible for any kind of moisture. And yep, the good thing is to put this on the bottom. I haven't done it in 2 years, so yeah, I have to remember all the things again, Then just put a little bit of this on your hands. Is it good? That would be better. Put a little bit inside. I was waiting for too long. It doesn't last long, this little film, you know. And the good thing is that you shouldn't press it down. You should like redistribute it, you know, like make it like, hey, could you go a little bit this way and a little bit this way, you know? And it also depends what you want. Right now I'll just do a little normal maki. You can do it as fat as you want, you know, like it's actually called like fat roll futomaki. When you are putting it really like loads of things inside and you want to make it a little bit bulky. Just a normal layer of everything everywhere. It's a little bit slower now for me because I'm just relearning it, you know. It's like riding a bike. And when you feel that it's like the same layer everywhere, just put everything that you want inside. Definitely want some tofu. Crumbling, whatever. Doesn't have to be totally perfect. Yeah, I can make it futomaki actually. Make it a little bit bigger. And basically you just want to roll it. It's a little bit harder than it looks like. Or maybe easier than it looks like, I don't know how it looks like. Just doing it. But you just want to realign it so it's really like straight. And then you actually need to have this part touching this part. So you have to really hold it. Press it up a little bit. This will be totally futomaki. And I, you know, see how big it is in my hands. It will be fat one. And when you have it like this, sometimes when, you know, when you're doing it right and you're pressing it right way, then it's totally okay. It will just, you know, stick in there. But sometimes it could, you know, be sticking out a little bit because it's not, the seaweed itself is not sticky. But if you will take one of these and just press it in there, it's basically like glue. Super sticky. And you are now doing the things that I said that you shouldn't be doing. pressing the grains. Because this is what it does, it turns into glue. And then, bam, it's running away. Then you just finish it. Okay, whatever. Can even like put it back a little. Depends which shape you want. Sometimes this is really like desirable shape when it's like rounded and like flat on the bottom. Sometimes you want it really flat, so you just need to roll it a few times and press it on different angles, so it'll be really like this shape, you know. Depends what you want. Sushi, it's like creative artboard that you can manipulate whatever you want, however you want, you know. You can put whatever ingredients inside. It's just up to you, you know. It's not about what people say that sushi should be. Then, really good knife. Oh, I forgot about one thing. It's really great to have a little tissue with this thing, so you can put it on your knife, because it's super sticky, and when you cut it with normal knife, it's like dry like this, it will stick into it and it will mess up everything. So it's really good to have this thing, and I'll be putting it inside of this. And just put it like this. Nothing fancy. And you have to be fast, actually. That's another thing. When you'll be doing it slow, it will tear up and it wouldn't be good. Be fast and be cutting. That's also important thing. You cannot press it. You have to cut. But it's the base of all cooking, you know, all cutting techniques. Damn, it's totally great after those 2 years. Totally perfect. Probably could be even 4 of them. I'll try 4. I think it's pretty good. That's for a chef. Do it this way. Pretty standard. Damn. I just love it. And let's do more. Oh. Yeah. A little bit of mayo. Now the same thing, but you have to be careful about the mayo a little bit. You can put it on the bottom, that's usually how it's done, but I forgot about it. So I have to be just careful. Press it up. Roll it, press it. Roll it, press it. Oh, one shrimp. The shrimp refused to be inside. Happens. And now the end. Again, depends if you're a detailist like me. I just like details. A little bit of rice glue. Just finish it. Got it. harder. Still okay. Is there actually anybody in the chat, or am I talking to myself? This one will be delicious. I already see it. Oh well, it's great. You're waiting for the Naruto maki, right? This one is great. I think it's visible. I hope it wouldn't fall. So that's it. If you want to cook with me, you can hire me on the Fiverr. A link is in the description. And I'm sometimes doing cooking streams on my Twitch channel, which is also linked in the description. I'm Karel Krian. Have a great day.